Thank you. Heavy rainfall causing problems for area farmers. Standing water may result in farmers having to replant corn in some of their fields.
News 18's Amber Hardwick reports what one Purdue expert says about the situation and what growers need to consider if they do have to replant crops.
Heavy rain over the weekend left ponds of water in area cornfields. More than an inch fell in the viewing area, but the highest totals were in eastern Clinton and western Howard counties, dropping more than 3 inches. Purdue Corn Extension Specialist Bob Nielsen says as of Wednesday, some fields near Kokomo still had standing water from last weekend's rain.
When water has stood on a crop that many days, the odds of a crop that's flooded or submerged is very, very low.
And stunt the growth of young corn plants. Nielsen says the standing water is caused by soil compaction. He says farmers may have to replant in the affected areas, but there are some things they need to consider.
Anytime that you plant this late, the crop simply has a shorter growing season, and that just naturally tends to reduce the yield potential of that crop. So that's why these decisions have to be made very carefully.
Nielsen says if farmers have to replant, insurance typically does not cover costs this early in the season. Plus, replanting may lead to additional costs. He says farmers would have to use more fuel and may have to artificially dry their crop in the fall.
And that all goes into this economic decision making that a farmer needs to go through in order to justify replanting, because it isn't a free proposition.
Nielsen says despite the frequent and heavy rain, the crop on a whole is doing well.
It's not unusual to see this every year because these are low-lying areas in the fields, and Indiana does tend to get a lot of rain every year.
Nielsen says it's still too early to forecast crop yield because the weather during growing season plays a big role in determining it. Amber Hardwick,